Hi, my name is Juan Carlos Solis. I'm a real estate agent here in the city of Riverside in Southern California. I'm gonna be making a series of videos talking about financial literacy, specifically about mortgages and real estate. Um, so in this video, we're gonna be talking about two different articles that I read. I came upon this article because I am taking a class in order to get my mortgage loan origination license. In the first on the first day, I was learning about predatory lending. So I got to this article by in it was published in NPR. Talk about how predatory lending was targeting in the Black community in Prince George County. So I'm gonna leave the link underneath the video, so if you guys want to read about it. This is why I say the financial literacy is important, because in this case, loan officers were targeting certain communities in order to take their equity, basically. So I read this article and I remember that a few years ago I had read an article about something similar. If you about something that happened over here in Southern California, specifically in Riverside. If you remember the bubble of 2008, you probably understand what I'm talking about. So this article is called Inland Boom and Bust. It was written by this person, Kefir Mordecai, I believe. That's how you pronounce his name. He's a professor. Um, it's interesting what he writes about. I was reading his information over here that he has, and it's pretty interesting to me. So he talks about race, demographics, uh, land use regulation, and segregation in this area. So that's basically why he wrote this article. So just gonna go over a few interesting things that I found about the article. Again, it will be posted below. It's called Inland Boom and Bust: Race, Place, and the Lasting Consequences of the Southern California Housing Bubble. So, as many of you guys know, the Inland Empire, Riverside and San Bernardino County is mostly uh, Latino, according to this article. Latinos are about uh, is majority Latinx. I don't know exactly what percentage, but it is the majority. We also have a growing uh, African American population that grew sevenfold between 1970 and 2017, and a growing Asian community. Um, if you guys can read about this, what I found important for this video is about the subprime lending, which is a type of lending that many banks and lending institutions were using to target certain communities, because that type of lending lends itself to be to extract wealth from the people who use it. So it was called subprime lending. Uh, it had other names, negative amortization, if you guys remember during the time in the early 2000s. Uh, People had negative amortization, two one arms, three one arms. What was the other names? Reverse, no, reverse. Balloon payment, it was many different type of loans, ninja loans that people were offered, even though they qualified for conventional or FHA 30-year fix. So it says right here from 2000 to 2003, subprime loans accounted for 7% of all mortgages in the US. By 2006, the peak of the housing market boom, their share jumped to over 20%. That's a significant jump before collapsing to 1.5% in 2008. Again, these are higher risk mortgages products. They were segmented geographically, meaning they were targeting where lenders were incentivized to exploit the interdependent inequalities of race, class, and place. Again, the Inland Empire that has a majority Latino community. An Inland Empire region that had experienced 2 decades of rapid growth of overwhelmingly Black and Latinx households, frequently concentrated in low-income zip codes, became ripe for exploitation. The enormous growth in the Inland Empire was driven by aggressively pushed subprime loans, by far disproportionately on Black and Latinx households. They were using this to target these communities. One study of the racial disparities in subprime lending through the 1990s and the early 2000s found that they were largely a result of lending discrimination and that up to half of the subprime borrowers could have qualified for less costly prime mortgages. Those less costly prime mortgages were most likely 30-year FHA loans or 30-year conventional loans. During the peak of the housing boom, in no other part of the country did the subprime loans account for a bigger proportion of the overall mortgage market than Riverside County. The Inland Empire had become ground zero. If you guys lived through that, I know that you guys remember what happened during that time. While the rest of the country was going through a recession, the Inland Empire will soon be in the grips of a depression. It was very difficult in this area in particular. So because of that, this is what the crisis generated for the people. Uh, It says the network of the typical household plunged by 40% as a result of the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. Relative to white wealth, Latinx and Black wealth was hit especially hard. Between 2005 and 2009, median household wealth declined by 66% among Latinx households and 53% for Black households, compared to 16% among white households. Here we can see that the numbers tell us that it was targeted. They were targeting certain communities in order to deploy this type of lending because they knew they can get away with it and make a lot of money by doing this. So that's why I'm trying to do these videos so I can help people with financial literacy. I'm gonna be making a few more videos about trying to understand um, how mortgages are constructed, how what are the factors that affect your rates, uh, interest rates, taxes, and everything else. We'll see what information we can get. Anyway, so I'm gonna be posting this article. It's a lot longer. I recommend to read it. These are the references if you wanna check any of them. Again, this article was written by PhD Kafir Mordecai. Um, so again, my name is Juan Carlos Solis. I'm a real estate agent here in Southern California, trying to help people become more educated about real estate and personal finances. If you have any questions, just write them on the comments and we'll talk about it. All right. Thank you.